Yo, what's up? It's your boy Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. Legends never die. They stay in our hearts. If you want to support us, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also you can come down here and hit the join button under the video or in our channel section. And you can also join our Patreon, patreon.com/currency365. And we also have Cash App and also PayPal for support if you want to sow some seeds. Peace out. God bless. Enjoy the video and keep the movement going. Legends. Bye.
By the way, so there's people, that's another reason why people have stayed silent. Of course, we have to respect that. These still are allegations. But I have been hearing about these rumors as somebody who was connected to a music group some years ago myself. By the way, I'm not surprised in a sense. And society has changed where a lot of things you used to be able to do years ago, you can't get away with it anymore like you used to. The way social media has changed, people scrutinize you. They look at everything that you do, and a lot of stuff is public. And a lot of these people are already public. They're entertainers. So their lives are out there publicly on these big, gigantic social media platforms and things. So it's not easy for them to really hide particular information because people in their circles, their camps, they're going to talk, and you can't stop people from talking from all walks of life. So this is not no snitching, nothing like that. This is stuff that goes way back, and this person, you can say, has got away with a lot of stuff without saying the name. When I looked at Law and Crime YouTube channel, and they listed like all the things this person has been in trouble for, but they got off with these previous allegations, things that have occurred. And it's like, and they got a long rap sheet where this was an average person. They would have been under the jail by now. They would be doing life in prison. Average person, if they weren't famous like that or didn't have the connections or clout, they would be definitely be in jail. That's no question about it. So just putting that out there on a side note. But Clif High did mention there would be someone in the entertainment industry that before these major problems would start to occur, or before Bitcoin would hit 100K, it was going to start with this person in the entertainment industry, and it was going to lead to other people, I guess in Hollywood or whatever, getting exposed. And this is exactly what I'm hearing about when I watch reports from other big name YouTubers who actually that cover gossip specifically. You know, my channel, I don't really cover that type of stuff specifically, but you have channels that are dedicated towards that. And some of them are starting to say this, and the information that's starting to unfold, it's more and more reports that are becoming explicitly clear. A major producer out there, you know, that filed a lawsuit, very descriptive, claimed that he had photos, which are now images, and audios or footage allegedly that's out that I heard about originally that I hear is actually unfolding. And I remember when I first heard about this lawsuit this past November, that the mainstream media, when I even watched when ABC News and others reported on it, if you go back and watch those old videos, they said in those particular reports that this was going to lead to other lawsuits being filed. And that's exactly what happened. It opened up the floodgates. So I said, oh, I was able to piece together. So I'm just relaying this to you guys. I know some of you all may have, some of you all may have not, but hold your seats. As my aunt used to say when I was a little boy in a car, she was known for a speed demon driving really fast. She would say, hold your bunkies. You want to hold your seats because we're going to see, it looks like some major stuff is getting ready to come out and unfold. I'm excited, by the way, because, you know, those of y'all that know, there's a lot of people, as Tisa tells, I think she does really good reporting, good coverage of this particular individual. And she says, you know, sometimes people want to feel sorry for predators out there and people allegedly that prey, but she said, you got to ask the question, how did those victims feel when they went through what they went through? The people that were in making the band years ago, I hear names being thrown out there. And if these people don't speak highly of you at the time, or they all have consistent stories where they're saying that you owe them millions of dollars or they weren't paid, similar to what this producer is alleging, that's not a good look. Why didn't you pay those people? Some of the questions I ask: if you're this beloved producer, artist, entertainer, etc., why did you put those people through that? But you got to I look at all sides of the story. So people want to paint this picture that this particular individual, and they do maintain their innocence, but we'll see in the court of law as things unfold. But like I said, from based on what's happened so far, these are very, very, very damning allegations. This is not no joke. There's no coming back from this. I'm gonna tell you, by the way, that particular individual, I haven't even said the name yet, but you can figure out they're done. That's it. And then, for example, the reason I brought up R. Kelly, I told a friend of mine, I look at all sides of the story, and I'm somebody, I have to be honest with you guys, I love R&B music, neo soul. I mostly listen to I love and R&B, neo soul. I also rap. I do listen to alternative, old school hits, soft rock, stuff like that. Even some other things, techno. I was even into that genre of music. But my favorite genre of music, my top favorite, is R&B, and also gospel. I forget, because one of my relatives is a gospel Christian music artist. By the way, one of my close relatives. Put that out there. But my favorite genre of music. So I've been paying attention. I do from time to time. I'm familiar with different artists. Nowadays it's a lot to keep up with. Some of the new artists I've become more familiar with. In more recent times, as I've gotten older, I'm not really in the loop anymore. But a lot of these, during this particular generation, this individual, I'm familiar with a lot of the stories, by the way, that I hear. And I was telling a friend when I brought up R. Kelly, I felt he was guilty. I watched the interviews from Kitty Jones, I think based out in Texas. She used to work for the radio station. Very compelling interviews. I watched the interview with Lisa Van Allen when Nancy Grace went on one of the talk shows. I can't remember which one it was on, and it broke my heart just to listen to Lisa Van Allen. When she cried and told her story, I felt I have compassion for women behind the scenes for this type of stuff. There's some things I went through myself some years ago that's neither here nor there right now, not just from my relationship with one of my parents, but something I had to go through when I was younger separately. And like I said, it's neither here nor there, but I have compassion. And when I heard their stories, I was just appalled, because I even thought the first time I was shocked when R. Kelly beat that first case many years ago in that situation, but was hearing reports. When I watched the interviews separately, one of the sisters, I can't remember her first name. I remember her last name was McGee. I watched that interview when one of the times she was in a room, she didn't want her face being shown originally, was a dark room. I watched that particular interview. The lady, I don't remember who the blogger was, but I watched the interviews. These witnesses of people that gave testimonies, and I was appalled even by the sister Faith Rogers, who I believe her father was a pastor. And I even heard reports, I don't know who the young lady was, where her parents down in Florida that had allegations or whatever towards the end. And then I also saw what happened with Jocelyn Savage, her parents, by the way, in that situation, how it was unfolding. And even when they tried to come back and convince her, and then when she went to college or whatever, and they were describing what had happened. So I was paying attention to that situation. And I'm gonna tell you, it was hard. I couldn't really listen to his music the same way anymore. You say for a long time, it does something to you when you find out that these people are not really who they portray themselves to be. And he grew up in the church just like I did. He even had a Christian song on one of his albums that I had some years ago. So I said, you know better. I said, R. Kelly, you know better. And the other individual as well had a background ties to the church. And you can't be using, especially you're in the entertainment industry, and some people say they sold their soul to the devil. You can't be playing both sides of the fence, especially at that level. And you're pretending to be, it's they call living a double life, where you're putting up a facade where in one instance you calling yourself love and you're portraying to be this way in the public, but you're doing another thing behind the scenes and you're mistreating people. Oh no. There's a Johnny Cash song, trying to think of the name of it, that I liked some years ago, and someone said, and I've seen this put in the movies and stuff like that. When you sell your soul sometimes, or people turn their soul over to the devil, he comes back to collect. And I think a lot of this is karma, in my personal opinion. He's coming back to collect. Just saying, I'm not a religious person. I grew up in the church. I don't currently have a church home. Currently, I did go at one time on my own in my early adult years. By the way, my father was a pastor at one time. My mother, some of y'all may know, is a Christian music artist, by the way. So I have a background, I have an understanding, have a foundation. But man, you know, you gotta, R. Kelly knew better, and this other person I'm referring to, they gotta know better. And I can't make excuses, even for my street friends out there. And I debated one of my friends. I said, no, you know, this is not white supremacy. Some people, they try to push the narrative and try to make this something else. But you have to pay for what you do when you interact and you're at that level with people in the public like that. You're a public entertainer. And these things, allegations, I've been hearing about for years. This is not something new. I also heard, and this is not surprising, that this particular individual, the other individual, was under investigation for like going on over 10 years now, by the way. And I know from listening to a report that DJ Academics did, when the feds can be watching you for years before they'll move in. And I heard, because the federal government, they want to make sure they have all their ducks in order. Similar to when I've heard rumors or stories when they do background checks for certain jobs. In order, I would hear years ago, they may be more desperate now, but I heard years ago that the government, for certain jobs to get clearances and stuff, they check not only your whole background check, but if you had a family member that was a felon or something, like, you might not get the job just because you had a family member that had a criminal record. Your record might be squeaky clean, but just the fact that you had a family member, they said no, you were turned down. That's how thorough the government is. So the government is not no joke, by the way. In case, I don't know if you all have heard about that before, but that's what I heard in the past for certain jobs, like maybe the Secret Service or whatever. They check your entire background. They check not only your background, they check your family's history. They want to know down to what your dog, if you have any pets, what their diet is, what they're eating. They look at everything. So, you know, this individual, I didn't even say the name at all. One of the names I said they go by, but their other stage name, whatever they were known by years ago, by the way, you know, when they had their homes raided, that's very serious. That's not, at that point, we've seen this from previous entertainers this has happened to, and it's been bad. That's not a good look. And but we'll see. You know, I'm curious to see how things are going to unfold, because everybody, they do deserve their day in court. This particular person, these are still our allegations. This has not yet been proven, fully proven in a court of law. They do maintain their innocence, but I will say that based off the allegations, and there are actual legal documents that have been public, or that were public before they were sealed, and I'm hearing whistleblowers out there, it's not looking good. So I just wanted to say, this is something that's supposed to be taking place before those that are into the wealth transfer information, that type of info, Bitcoin or whatever, hitting 100K. Clif talked about there was an entertainment mogul, and I believe that that person is none other than, I'm going to say the name now, in my opinion, Sean Diddy Combs. Before this information, based on Clif High's WebBot report, he reported on some years ago that he said there would be someone from the entertainment industry. He didn't know who it was, and he said it was going to bring a lot of stuff was going to come out with Hollywood, and there was going to be this other stuff. He said that's when the problems were going to start to begin. So that's like a temporal marker before these events that are getting ready to take place. You see gas prices going up. That's not a coincidence. World War III is starting, even though the mainstream media may not admit this to you. But just have your eyeglasses on, hold your bunkies, because we're in for a ride, folks. So now I'm going to get to the comment section. I'm going to get ready to get to the comment section to read you guys' comments. But that's pretty much the gist of what's going on so far, why I brought this up. I know I haven't done a video in a while. Also, by the way, I do have another YouTube channel in case you haven't done so yet. You guys feel free. Make sure you go over to my other channel at Dorsey's Resource 873, at Dorsey's Resource 873, because at this channel, I'm not able to log into my back office. I can't comment after the video uploads. I can only do live videos from this channel because my smaller channel, which was connected to this channel, when they took that channel down, which I can't no longer log into this channel because it was connected to the same email address. So you're getting this message. That's why I started the other channel. But the reason I still go live over here, I still have a bigger following, still getting new subscribers from time to time. But I tell you guys, still, even though I haven't done a lot of videos on my other channel, make sure you go to my newer channel. That's my newer official channel called at Dorsey's Resource 873. Should be in the description box of this video. If you type it in on the YouTube search engine, that should come up and that should take you over to my newer channel. By the way, now I'm going to get ready to read you guys' comments before I shut this video down. Okay, we have Ramel L says, peace, happy to catch you live. Appreciate you joining, Ramel. Appreciate you. Lynn Hopper says, good evening, brother. Appreciate you, Lynn. Thank you for joining. Kenneth Avery says, let's get ready for the ride. Call 2024. Peace and thank you, Mr. D. Appreciate you. Thank you as well. Jojo Wade says, peace, Dorsey. Peace. Peace to you. Thank you. Yeah, some say 2024 is going to be, this is the year of exposure. By the way, that's what I've been hearing. Many said that's what 2024 is, the year of exposure. So a lot of stuff is coming out. It's unfolding. So that's my last comment so far, guys. I want to say I appreciate you guys for joining, but I just wanted to discuss, that's what I think, based on Clif High's old Webbot reports. This is a major temporal marker that's unfolding. So just keep your eyeglasses on, pay attention, hold your bunkies, because we're in for a major ride. Until next time, thank you for joining Dorsey's Resource. I'm out, guys. Peace and love, everyone. Peace. Masalama. Shalom.